All right, good night, everybody. Welcome to Island Fans. I hope everybody's doing good. I have with me tonight, early out, we have Jamal and we have Memphis. Some others are going to join us in a few. But for now, let's just, Jamal, we're here. We're sensible. And then we have Memphis down here.
Well,
He's here.
Jamal is sensible. I don't know
Absolutely.
what you.
I'm being sensible.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay. You said what you said. You said what you said. You don't just take it back. You don't just take it
the
back.
other Arsenal fans in the comments would agree.
We have Moise saying here he's in the building. Moise should join us in a few. But guys, let's just touch on. The football is coming to a close, especially the Premier League, club football, I should say, because we have the Euros coming up in a month's time. When does the Euros start? June,
Yeah,
mid of
June,
June, mid June.
mid-June,
Okay,
10th
right.
June.
So we're gonna touch on that as soon as the Premier League is finished. We're gonna touch on that, but the battle for Europe. Who's going to get these last two places? That's what we're going to touch on tonight. We're going to talk a little about some transfer rumors, and then we're going to see how else we play out, how else it plays out for the night. But let's touch here because last Monday we were talking a bit about Harry Kane, and we see that he made some comments today. What I want to know is when will this end? Do you guys think that Harry Kane will indeed leave, or he's gonna be
Um,
priced out of a move?
I wouldn't say price though. I think he's gonna get like a Lionel Messi kind of situation from last summer, where
And, mm.
they try their best not to accept any deals or whatnot. So he just
So,
stays and be unhappy about it for like 2 weeks and then catch himself.
mm. But do you think he's the type of player to force a move, like down tools, not playing, don't go to training and stuff like that?
He can.
Well, he's English, so most likely.
No, but
They
I
say
don't.
what?
Yeah.
But I don't
Yeah,
see
go
him.
ahead, Jamal.
It's his career he's playing with. So, I mean, he moves now, or if he stays at the club and then refuses to play, you're hurting future World Cup chances. World Cup's next year. Probably won't get into the squad if you don't play. And also, then you're looking at where would you move to next summer then, right?
Mm.
So that would hurt his chances of moving on again, and also making the international squad. So I don't think he's going to be sour about it if he doesn't move, but I don't think it will come down to the point where he won't play.
All right, let me read his quotes that he was quoted saying today. He says, "I'm not afraid to say I want to be the best. I'm not afraid to say I want to try and get on the level that Ronaldo and Messi got to. That's my ultimate goal. My aim is to be winning trophies season in, season out, scoring 50, 60, 70 goals. And that's a standard I want to set myself. I want to be playing in the biggest games, the biggest moments. This season, I'm there watching the Champions League, watching the English teams in there doing amazing. And they're the games I want to be involved in. As players, you don't know what the chairman is thinking. He might want to sell me. He might want to sell me. He might be thinking, if I can get 100 mil for you, then why not? I'm not going to be worth that for the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah,
That last comment he said there with the last quote he said there as it relates to Daniel Levy and his price tag.
yeah,
Tottenham as a club, if they are going to sell Harry Kane, you would think that this is the season, especially coming off of the numbers that he had. You'd agree, yes.
Yeah. Well,
correct. I agree, but unfortunately, COVID had to hit, so now the whole market has taken a hit. If we didn't see a COVID hit market, I would say he would have gone for excess of 120 to 130.
Mm.
But this is the summer I really have to let him go, and it's either let him go for cash only, which is I don't see them doing. So it would have to be in part for players as well. I've seen a couple of reports of like Chelsea offering Timo and
And
uh,
Tommy.
and Tammy Abraham, and also another team offering some other players as well. So
Oh,
it's gonna be for me. I think it'll have to come up with players added up. It won't just be
okay,
money.
okay. Tell me this. Memphis, you could chime in. And good night, Joe. I see you have there Zahahu. And we're gonna get to that just now as we look back over the results from the last game week, the penultimate game week. A team like Leicester, could they be in for Harry Kane?
No.
No, because why not though? Because they are establishing themselves as Premier League. I don't want to say giants, but
As a big
Premier
team.
League as a big team. But they're really solidifying the place in the Premier League. They're not hovering
I
around relegation.
notice you're choosing your words wisely.
Yeah, because
some people would say they're replacing you.
that's impossible though. Because as you can see, they are clearly battling it for a second season in a row. We'll get to that. but okay. So banter out the window. So banter out the window. Leicester's on the up. We all can see that. Leicester's on the up. The owner loves the club. He will invest. Do you think he would? You don't think that the owners will dig their hand deep in their pockets and try for Harry Kane?
No.
I don't think they can afford it, to be honest.
Even if they might be able to afford it, but then
Yeah, I think so.
what other support would Harry Kane have? It'll be Harry Kane versus the world at that point.
Yeah, because they'd have to offload some players to fund it.
Yeah, to fund him.
I mean, but my rationale is my thinking behind it is Leicester haven't really spent much. So if they're going for Harry Kane, then you would also think that, or we could also think that they are also thinking you're gonna have to spend money on other areas as well.
Okay, but I agree with you. But then that would be building a team again. You would say, whereas from Harry Kane's statements, he wants a team that's already established. I mean,
Right.
that's what I got from his quotes that you read out earlier. That he wants a team that's established, a team that is
That wins now.
Yeah, that reaches the quarterfinals reaches the knockout stages every year of the
Win
Champions League,
something.
right? Oh, winning a shot to win something every year. So it's not just a one-off like Leicester winning the league
Premier League, right?
or the cup this year. He wants guaranteed, you're in a semifinal, you're in a final every year. And I don't think he would move to Leicester for that, because I think, to be honest and to be completely honest, that's a lateral move and not a move up the ladder.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, to be honest, you can't argue with that. They're not established as yet, and that is something that I'm pretty sure he's looking for now. Good night, Munchie. Welcome. We're just talking a little about Harry Kane. Question for the Arsenal fans as we move on from the Harry Kane. I saw reports today. Buendia, Arsenal still looking at Buendia, and then we had Odegaard on a 6-month loan. For you, Odegaard or Buendia?
For me, Odegaard.
How about you?
Odegaard for me as well. And I'm gonna be completely honest about this. I have not seen Buendia play a minute of football, so
Right.
I can't.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I've seen it. I've seen Buendia play. I think he would mesh with the team. I think he's a baller, to be honest. Maybe he would not maybe he'd probably definitely give us more goals than what we'd probably get out of Odegaard. But in terms of that raw talented midfielder that's going to create chances, that's going to help to lead the press and so on, I think you're better off with Odegaard.
All right, fair enough. Just wanted your views on that. Memphis, who is United? Who United link with anybody realistically, other than they keep throwing around with Sancho, maybe even Harry Kane? You could put his name there. Anybody else?
United link with everybody.
Really? So,
no. Literally every transfer window, United is linked with everybody. Because
who would you like to see them? Who would like to see them bring in?
2 centre backs, you know that. But I think they were looking at the dude from Villarreal. What's his name? Paul Torres.
Paul Torres. Okay.
And there's the Kunde. I also heard that they
Kunde, Memphis. Stick up in there. This Kunde. Is he worth the hype? Is he really worth the hype? Because sometimes I really feel like some people look on FIFA and look at the person's potential, and if his potential is high enough, then he gets a lot of
No,
hype.
no.
Just
No,
tell me.
because he's put in some decent performances for Sevilla this
Right.
season and last season. I think last season he also played against United in the same semi-finals and then the final where they won the Europa League.
Right.
And
So
then
he's
there was
worth
that.
that.
Well, he's
And
French, so he's gonna get the hype either way.
Of course,
But
especially
I
Call
would
up
say,
too.
yeah. So if he has a good
Especially-
Euros, the price could probably skyrocket.
Yeah, so we know you want him, especially because he's French. So you know that.
Big man, Germany is my national team. Where does French rumor come from? Wow.
Is your jazz? Is your jazz?
Wow.
One you have the English, one you
Anyways,
have.
but I was saying, there's also the usual Ronaldo back to Old Trafford thing.
Where do you stand on?
Ronaldo back to Old Trafford.
I mean that.
It doesn't really matter to me, like,
Hmm.
because he could just suck up all the wages. To be honest, it could be another Alexis Sanchez type thing, with not the
Hopefully.
similar performance, but in terms of finances.
Fair enough. Okay, I'm glad Moy came in at this point
What
in
about
time.
the?
Hold on,
Yeah,
what
Richard.
Monty? What happened, Monty? Leave the man
No,
alone. You
no, I
love
was
for
asking.
stars.
No,
You love
No, I-
worries too much. You
No,
love
no.
for stars. Stop it.
I was just
No, the
asking a
Danny
question.
Danny Ings
All right,
link.
ask the question. Ask the question before we get to the Danny Ings link with Man City.
Okay, so Memphis said
Hi.
it's gonna be like a next Alexis Sanchez. So I'm asking
Financially.
like,
The piano
financially.
event.
Oh, no, I was gonna say.
You
this time
didn't
he
hear
might
that part
be,
there. I tell y'all, Munchie, hear what you want.
No, I heard
Okay.
the financial part. I heard it. I was.
All right, so we got like about 2 minutes more. I want to spend on this on the City fans here. You won the league comfortably. You
without a doubt.
won the Carabao Cup, your cup, you can call that. You are now in the finals of the Champions League, and that's pending. But can the City, and this everybody could answer this. Everybody can chime in here. Can the City team improve, and if they can, where and with who?
Anybody?
City fans,
You want to
you
answer?
can answer first.
Yeah, now I answer about that team.
Tell
Okay,
them,
go ahead, Moy. Go ahead, Moy.
Oh, I was saying, I think there's still 2 rooms of improvement that we can add to the City team about getting a real out-and-out striker. Because even though as much as Gabriel is there, he's not really that striker that we've been looking for, to get the goals every time. And I think there's still a problem area on the left back. Because I'm a very big fan of Zinchenko, but I think they still like the world class type left back that we need, probably in the same ranking as like a Jordi Alba at least. So those two City would get. I'm perfectly fine with those.
All right, go ahead, Monchi.
Yeah. As long as Mendy comes out the team, City should be okay. In terms of the striker, yes, because City currently have two strikers, right? One is leaving at the end of the summer. So that means there's a
Right.
gap there for another one. So I would like if we
Liam
bring in
Delap.
actually a goal scorer. Not a striker, but anybody can strike. #Werner, but we need a goal scorer, Once you put it on the plate, he puts it in the back of the net. Not
You
So
put
you
the
want
description, Joe. You
Yeah.
put the description, Joe.
Joe,
If it's,
Joe,
yeah, you definitely
Joe.
just the description.
Oh
So-
gosh.
yeah. So a striker, not a striker, goal scorer, as Moy said, a left back, actually a top quality left back per se, not using Cancelo at left back and using Zinchenko and get rid of Mendy. And
Okay.
I think a nice holding box to box midfielder.
Yep.
So I
Agreed.
see we will link with Bissouma, and to me he'd be a perfect replacement for
Bad with
Fernandinho.
that.
Although we're
Bad
looking
with
to
that.
give him a 1 year a 1-year
Not bad with
contract.
that.
But come on, Arsenal fans. Bissouma, Arsenal, Man City, money, trophy. Come on. There's
Yeah, but
no
then
two ways to think about it.
Bissouma pick with his heart, man.
If he's speaking with his heart,
but
come
don't he
on.
have to say Arsenal?
What
So, yeah.
what
I mean,
what
he
color
had to say
jersey he's
Arsenal.
wearing now? He's
Arsenal
wearing what?
fan, you-
Blue and white?
I don't.
What color
You
jersey
know.
he's
You
wearing
know.
now? Blue and white?
Yeah,
He looks
y'all
good in
really
blue and
think
white.
Arsenal don't have a pull? Still a big team. We all there on.
Oh, so Spurs have a pull too then.
What's Spurs? We tell me. We ask me about Spurs. We mean
Arsenal,
about Spurs. I mean about Spurs.
Arsenal has a poll. Okay. Arsenal has a poll versus City, like going a chance of battle with City.
I mean, then
manager
that's
for
going to
manager,
come down
club for
to.
club.
That's going to come
Yeah,
down to
we do.
playing time.
It has. We have a poll. I'm gonna tell you the difference is we are not willing to spend the kind of money y'all are willing to spend. That's the only difference.
No. Shaq, you
We
say
have
it
a
comes down
poll.
to playing time.
It's just that when
If my manager says he wants you, if Pep say I want you to come and play for me, that's totally different than the club or wants a player. And like Scott Carson, City wanted Scott Carson to fill up the English quota. That's totally different. But if Pep says I want you, then there's no ways about it. Like you're guaranteed playing time. You're gonna get games. And with a team like City that plays in 4 competitions every single season, playing time is there. So there's no two ways about it.
Okay,
So Bissouma to City, yeah.
that's what you like.
This over
Okay.
to City depending.
So you say, buddy.
Yeah, just
Well,
a
don't
checkbook
worry.
away.
When
Yeah,
you see
the two
Bissouma,
percent back.
when you see Bissouma in red and white next season with a 40-yard screamer, remember this conversation.
Boom. At the empty hat. All right. So guys, let's jump in. Let's jump in because we want to talk about it. As I mentioned earlier, we want to discuss the battle for Europe. We have these 2 places up for grabs. We're going to talk about first 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and then we're going to see. I really don't want that 7th spot, but let's see who gets the 7th spot, and see how it goes from there. Over the last match day, Liverpool won 3-0 to Burnley. Leicester, they lost 2-1 to Chelsea. So, guys, the question that I'm asking you, that everybody's thinking, will the Premier League table remain like this in these positions, 35th? Will the Premier League table remain like this come the end of round 38 on Sunday? Let's start with Jamal.
No, I do think 2 of these teams play each other. Leicester, who did Leicester play on the final day?
Leicester plays Tottenham.
Spurs.
Yeah, so then not even with a draw, if Everton win their game or Arsenal win their game, will the table remain the same?
But I'm talking about Jamal.
No,
Focus on 35th.
35th.
Yeah.
Who do Chelsea play on the final day? Is that an easy one?
Aston Villa.
Chelsea
That's not easy.
has Aston Villa.
Yeah, they play Aston
Jack
Villa.
Grealish with a hat trick.
That's not easy.
Get in
Ollie
Euro
Watkins with a
squad.
brace.
Wait, who does Leicester play?
Leicester has
Leicester plays
Tottenham.
Spurs.
And then
Liverpool
who's
has
play?
Crystal Palace.
Crystal
Palace.
Palace.
And Chelsea has what we said,
Villa.
Aston
Villa.
Villa.
Yeah, Aston Villa. Yeah.
Villa, right? So with that in mind, could Leicester beat Spurs?
Yes.
What are we looking at? Leicester
Yeah.
could beat Spurs,
I think
Yeah.
Leicester.
They're
Yeah,
probably
that's
going
right.
to beat Spurs because
And Liverpool will beat Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Not guaranteed.
That iffy. That iffy.
Not guaranteed. Crystal Palace usually gives Liverpool a hard time, even when
Did
they went
Liverpool,
crazy
did
one
Liverpool knock them 9 or 7 or something?
7.
Seven.
Yeah, but that was a one-off game. Usually, it's a tough game for them.
Okay.
Like
but
Zaha, like
If you're picking a
Hudson's
winner
last
for that
game.
game. Okay, now guys, let's do this. Chelsea versus Villa. Chelsea versus Villa. What's your prediction? Let's start with Memphis.
1-1.
Chelsea
Oh,
versus
sorry,
Villa.
Memphis.
I think Jack Grealish and Ali Watkins going to put it a little thing to try to get into the England squad. So I'm thinking 3-2 Aston Villa.
3-2 Aston Villa. So we have Memphis has Chelsea losing. Does anybody else agree with Memphis?
Yeah, I do.
Moy, Joe, Jamal, Monchi said 1-1.
Yeah, I say a draw. as well.
Jamal, where do you stand on this?
1-1 or 2-2.
Ooh, so Chelsea dropping points.
Yeah. I
Yep.
see.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
either way. Mhm.
okay, all right. Let's see Chelsea drop points to Aston Villa. Then we now go to who's next? Liverpool. Liverpool versus Palace. What's the
Liverpool
prediction
winning.
here?
Liverpool to win.
Liverpool to win.
3-1
Okay.
Liverpool.
I hear that.
Liverpool gonna win. W.
Liverpool gonna win. Okay.
I
Joe?
said 2-2.
Well,
Oh,
here's,
it's not a draw.
yeah. Here's my thing. I feel that it will be a draw, quite possibly. I actually think Crystal Palace can win. Reason being, they failed to win against us for Hudson's last home game, and then this
Right.
will be the last game. So I think we'll see. You know, I throw it all out there, Palace. Yeah.
Okay, so we.
But Joe, bear in mind,
Mhm.
Liverpool is gonna throw it all because Liverpool know once we win, we're making Champions League. Doesn't matter the results or the way
Yeah, that's
else.
true. That's
So-
true. But then,
And it's going
not,
it's gonna
not
come down to
necessarily.
quality.
it's
At
going to
the
come
end,
down to
like-
quality. I'm glad you said that because as much as Liverpool has quality going forward, their defense is not the best. And right now, Benteke in form. Benteke is a bully. Wilfred Zaha will go down there and twist somebody inside out. It's just a matter of if Palace
Trent.
put the chances away. And one of the worst things you can do is play against Palace and let them go in front first.
Okay, so Joe and Memphis has Liverpool dropping points. I think we all think you guys, everybody said that Chelsea will drop points. Let's go to the last team that we're discussing here in this group. Leicester versus Tottenham. And Leicester win it.
Yeah.
I think they go for it, and I think they try and win big because Liverpool only above them on goal difference. So if they can make up the goals, even if Liverpool win, they can still get to the top four.
Let me see. How many goals difference? What's the difference there?
Wow.
That's four.
Four.
Four. Mm.
There's
Put the
no
foot
way
past
Leicester
Tottenham.
City is gonna beat it.
They put
Tottenham
5
by
past you.
4 or 5.
They can put 6 past Spurs.
They put 5 past me, but it was 5-2, so that's 3 goals. They're still short 1. So your point.
Who's scoring the 2 goals for Spurs?
Harry
Kane
Kane.
outside.
Regular.
Kane outside.
No, I
Regular's going in the
don't
wrong
see
end.
that narrative though.
Regular must go
Regular and
first.
farm. Regular and farm for real. So by our admission, let's just say, because I think we said that Chelsea's drawing.
So Chelsea.
Some said Chelsea's losing. So we have Chelsea 68. We said Liverpool, most of us said Liverpool would win, so that takes them to 69. And what did we say about Leicester? I don't think we finished that discussion.
Leicester is gonna win.
Leicester win for Munchie.
I don't. This
Oh,
one
me
seems like a tricky one still, because Leicester's going to play for that Champions League, and Tottenham has been struggling lately, and I don't think they want to end the season on that struggling form. But I want to see Leicester make the top 4, but it's a struggle, so I probably see this game drawing at least.
Wait, quick. This game is being played where?
I think is at
away.
home. Let me just back out.
At Leicester home.
Back
Leicester home. Remember,
Leicester
Harry
home.
Kane
Okay,
clap,
yeah.
clap.
My money is on Leicester. So I have Leicester
remember
winning this
Harry
game.
Kane clap
Yeah,
in
he
front
did.
of the fans for his
And
last
cried.
game of
Yeah,
home game.
that's
so.
true. Yeah,
Right.
I have
Okay, so you,
Leicester
Joe,
winning.
you said you have Leicester winning.
Mhm.
Memphis, what do you say?
I have them winning by 5.
Right.
Wow. Wow. And Munchie, you said Leicester win as well.
Yeah.
Jamal, where are you?
It's either Leicester win or draw.
I feel a draw, bro.
Yep.
I feel a draw.
Yeah.
I feel a draw. Okay, but even if let's just look at both scenarios. If Leicester draw this game, they go to 67,
Mhm.
and they would remain in fifth. They would remain in fifth place. behind Chelsea, who is on 68 because we gave Chelsea a draw on that on the final day. So the table, Liverpool jumps up to third, Chelsea goes to fourth, and Leicester.
stays in fifth. Okay, yeah, fair.
All right, let me ask you a question about Leicester and Brendan Rodgers, because this is, if we like by our admission, they're not making the top four. Second season running, they would have been in a great position coming into the final, maybe 5 rounds of play, and now they find themselves out of it. The destiny is not even in their own hands. Do you think that if Brendan Rodgers did not win this FA Cup, he could be looking at a sack?
I don't think so.
No.
Because I think he's still overachieving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Where did
Okay.
he finish
Yeah,
last?
But I heard a funny stat over the weekend. I think Leicester City spent the most days in the top 4 of all the clubs.
Yeah,
because
and
they go up there early and then drop out at the end of the season.
And this is what I'm saying. So where do we put that blame? Because last season, I think a lot of the blame went on injuries. Maddison was out towards the end of the season. I can't remember if Vardy was out too. But they had a lot of injuries last season. But earlier this season, they had a lot of injuries. They coped with it. That's one of the things that we were saying about Leicester, that they're coping with the injuries as opposed to Liverpool. So we were lauding them for that. But now at this point, what's the excuse for Leicester? Why are they now in fifth?
They still have the same
the
injuries.
Premier League.
Because Harvey Barnes is still out. Johnny Evans is out. Maddison ain't catch back himself. What's the left back? Justin. He hasn't come back as yet. I think there's still most of the injuries from that list when we were trolling Liverpool. Most of them are still out.
So I guess because Leicester is not one of the traditional big 4 clubs, and they were in it for most of the season. Now that they're not in it, we can just give them a pass. That's what you're saying.
Basically,
kind of, because they're still overachieving.
Yeah, Leicester City is like 7th, 8th kind of club, and them to be like battling it head to head with the traditional big 6. It's
Right.
actually overachieving, and with a minimal budget and star players per se.
Okay, fair enough.
If you really check it out, and the thing that has kept Leicester afloat is the fact that Iheanacho out of nowhere has found this spectacular form, because Vardy has been off the pace for a while. Then he was injured. Since he's come back, he hasn't really, gotten back into it fully. So Iheanacho has kept them in the top 4. Quite frankly, without him, they would have dropped out a long time ago.
So
That's true.
tell me. So can we tag Leicester, Brendan Rodgers as bottlers?
Wait until the 22nd.
Jamal, you chuckled. Why?
Because we know him as a bottler. When he was at Liverpool, he bottled. Leicester in his recent years as well as bottled everything that he's been in charge of. I guess the recent thing we can give him is that he actually won the FA Cup, but everything other than that has just been, you get to the finish line and then it all just crumbles right in front of you, and that's the definition of bottling.
Yeah, I mean, I've said for a while that I didn't think that they would win any more games in the Premier League, and thus falling out of it, and here we are. They're in fifth. You were going to make a comment, Memphis?
I think I was gonna say that you can't really say the team is a bottler, but you can still say the manager is a bottler.
Yeah, I was going down the same part. I wouldn't say the team is bottlers. I would say the manager.
Because I mean, I can say David Moyes is bottling because West Ham was 4th.
That's a late charge, though. You won't say that. Okay, my question to you, Memphis, though. how can you include the manager but exclude the team?
Because the manager has the reputation for it, and the team has had injuries and whatnot. I guess you could also use that excuse for the manager, but the manager already has that reputation.
So because he is bottled in the past, he just take all the blame any other time.
I mean,
His team or him is in that position.
I mean, most times the manager gets all the blame anyway, because in my case, Maguire and Lindelof do some nonsense. It's Ali who get blamed.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Arsenal players do nonsense. Everybody ready to kill Arteta.
That's true, and that's the business. That's the business.
Yeah.
But like you said on Arsenal, let's just jump here now because Joe Jamal, we're in a position here. We're in 9th now currently, but we can possibly make the European Conference League. The first time it's there, it's inception, the inaugural season for that, and we could possibly join it next season. Before we get into the results, me and Joe was talking about it. Joe and I was talking about it earlier in the week. But Jamal, would you want us to be in this competition?
In the Conference League?
Yes.
A week ago, I'd tell you no, because I'd rather us not be in Europe than be in a flip-flop league. But now I think maybe for development of some players that we should not have out on loan, then I think yes, we should be and give them a run in it. To see how far they go, at least, maybe even the likes of Willock, give him some extra minutes apart from the league, and some other players who shouldn't be out on loan, I feel, or even players that should be promoted from the academy, Balogun, Aziz. These players could possibly play against lower tier European opposition, which could propel them into playing for, Europa or the Champions League next season or next 2 seasons.
Okay, fair enough. Joe, talk to us about this. Talk to us, about this European Super League. Sorry, Conference League.
Yeah, Conference League. I'm on the same part as Jamal, as based on the conversation we had the other day. Because my thing is, if you asked me at first, it was no, definitely no. Even no, it's still a yes and no. I'm weighing it, and I think that being in it would probably be the better thing. Reason being, based on the size of the squad, if we're just playing in the Premier League and the occasional FA Cup or whatever, then you have a lot of players who won't be able to get game time. So you'll have a lot of unhappy players at the club, which it doesn't take much to cause havoc in Arsenal team. Nothing new. And then, like Jamal also said, it helps to develop a lot of the other players who have not been getting game time. Players like Balogun and so on. Players like Reece Nelson who were put out to dry, Saliba who went out on loan. That kind of stuff. They get a chance to come in. Even that fraud, Nketiah,
that is disrespectful, bro.
Wow.
You could just use that adjective to describe it, man.
That's exactly how I feel about it. So but even people like Eddie, and so if we don't get rid of him, that would be lovely too. Can get game time and hopefully, prove me wrong and show me that he's not a fraud. So for at this current time, I'd say yes. It would be embarrassing, as a big club to be the first club to end up in this makeshift competition. But hey, if we go in, but then, like I told you also, Shaq, for me personally as an Arsenal fan, as much as it would be good to go in and develop the players, it would also be very embarrassing to go into it and not win it.
Oh, don't mention that, bro. Don't mention that. Don't tell anybody else. Don't tell anybody else. We actually thought about that happening. Okay. So before Joe embarrasses anymore, I would say West Ham has that spot locked up. Because especially since we think that Tottenham will draw with Leicester, I think 6 is decided. I would say 6 is decided.
Wait, Shaq, work this match for me. No, if Leicester lose, right? They stay on 66. 3 nothing past them. Okay. Let's
Tottenham
still
with
lose this. Okay, what you call them there? Chelsea
Spurs
beat
would go
City,
6.
right? Chelsea beat City. We're just working this out in the Champions League. More relaxed. It's just, I'm not speaking as that. I'm not saying that's what it's going to happen. You know, just work with me, more. Chelsea beat City in the Champions League, right?
Mhm.
And qualify for Champions League. That spot goes down to somebody else, correct?
No,
No,
No?
because
It
all
doesn't.
those teams,
no, it doesn't.
those teams are qualified already.
Yeah, even if City, I was just reading it the other day. Even if City win, that Champions League spot doesn't go to anybody either.
To anybody else. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I think
Right, okay.
I think a few years ago it did go up to
It
someone
did
else.
because remember that year, what was it? Not last year, the year before, 2 years ago, when we had that all English
Yeah,
Europa and Champions League. That's what had happened.
yeah,
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
okay,
because
okay.
I
Now
think that's
because-
because an
Yeah.
English team won the Europa League and they were
One
out in the
Europa
top
League.
4.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
understood.
because
Okay.
I remember that happened to a team in La Liga also. They team won the
Sevilla.
Europa League. Yeah,
Mhm.
so they got a fifth team in the
Champions League.
Champions League.
Champions League, yeah. Because here
Okay.
when I shot, I was doing some wishful maths just now, right? Which would mean then that the Champions League spot would drop a place, and then the Europa League
And
spot
Europa
would
League
drop
start
a
jump
place.
place. But look how we
Understand?
falling, man. We looking for Europa League spot to drop places and drop places. We looking for the crumbs on the table. Go ahead, Jamal.
Because
Look
United
how
could
the
win
mighty
Europa
has
League.
fallen.
Yeah, exactly. United come in the Europa
United
League
win
as
the
well.
Europa League, then you have the 4 from the Premier League, but then
Mhm.
they don't give another place because Leicester won the FA Cup, which means
Yes.
Leicester
Is
Bayern.
automatically in the Europa League.
It would only
Yeah.
go down if Leicester finish in the top 4.
Yes, then it would go down.
Okay, fair
No,
enough.
if Leicester finish in the top 4 and then Chelsea win the Champions League and United win the Europa League, then
Then
it
a
would,
spot goes down.
yes.
Yeah.
Because then United are in the Champions League and have a spot, and Chelsea are in the Champions League and have a spot.
Listen,
One goes
yeah,
down.
as much as that would be beneficial if things go in Arsenal's favor, can't see myself wanting United to win a game. So it's okay.
I-
We'll take
wait,
the-
yeah,
wait,
let's
wait,
let's
wait.
just cut our losses at this
Wait,
point.
wait.
We cut our losses at this point.
Yeah, we'll take the conference league.
So we can all agree that West Ham lacks that 6th spot,
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
Okay, so now for Arsenal fans, the big thing for us on the final day would be to finish ahead of Tottenham. That's all. There's a small glory there.
Who Arsenal
Okay, guys,
playing?
It's happening.
we have Brighton. We have Brighton. So let's do this is what I wanted to do just for fun, especially because there's no real meaning to most of these games. We already went through the games that have meaning. Arsenal Brighton.
Arsenal win.
1-0 Brighton.
Yeah, Arsenal.
3 points
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Arsenal at home. And we've been
2-0
unbeaten,
Brighton.
what, 4? 3 or 4?
Listen, I see us beating Bissouma into joining us.
Ooh, I like the
That's
sound
the
of
plan.
that.
That's
I
the
like the sound of that. Okay, guys, let's
Back
go down.
revenge.
I think Marpe is out. Marpe would be out, isn't it?
Yeah, but
plan.
Welbeck
Yeah,
been hot.
Mm.
Welbeck been hot.
Bissouma just killed a giant last weekend, Joe. So
What giant is that?
City.
Yeah, but why are you a giant? How did you become a giant?
Wow, that's how you feel.
They act like the red card in their favor.
Anyway, let's jump down. Fulham Newcastle. Joe Willock, could he make it 7-7?
No.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Of course.
Why did y'all load him out?
I mean,
He
he's
doesn't
he-
know.
Yes, could he use them in the middle?
listen, you know
Yeah,
about
he was
Arsenal.
in the-
Look, the thing about it, and
You
everybody,
load Lingard out, and he hit a number.
Lingard could have never back from his squad.
but Willock could have never make from his squad. I want to you. And
Willa
the
could have
thing
started over Xhaka. Willa could have
Hush him
started
out.
over Xhaka.
Hush him out, Memphis. I know you don't believe that.
doing. Come on.
If
How
Willa,
long William haven't been getting do it? It's a good bit part William's been playing.
Fine, you do
William
realize.
first game got assist, and all of a
You do
sudden
realize if you put
he's in
Willock
for the
Jack-
Premier League playmaker award. And I'm like, wow.
Okay.
As much as I like Willock, you do realize if you put Willock in Xhaka's spot, nobody will defend, right?
I mean, he'd be better than Ceballos.
Okay,
Yeah, I would have
fair.
probably been in the Europa League final.
Fair point.
I disagree though. But guys, for the Arsenal haters, Willock wasn't doing this when he got his chances at
Yeah.
Arsenal.
So wait, why y'all talk about Lingard? Lingard wasn't doing it at United.
Okay,
You
and that's fair.
You
Nobody
asked.
said anything about
That's
Lingard.
fair.
Yeah,
Lingard.
Jamal said about Lingard.
Lingard could have
Because
started.
Yeah, because you were part of Willock. Where's the boy?
Lingard could have started in Fred position.
Anyway,
Honestly-
you can put it that way. You can put it that way. I didn't even starting in place for Henderson and so.
I'm
That's
exhausted.
no good. Leeds West Brom.
Leeds.
Leeds 6-0.
Leeds 6, whatever.
What? You know, if Leeds win, we have to win.
What about this one? What do you think? Because Man City will probably be on the beach. Man City Everton.
Everton winning.
And you know what?
I don't think they'll be on the beach.
Let me
Pep playing the
ask
kids.
you. Let me ask you this. And Jamal, let me ask you first. Carlo Ancelotti underperformed with this Everton team. You would agree?
Yes. For them to finish.
So should he be
You meant the last game for City.
position? Should his position be under pressure?
When you say underperformed, I don't think they finished above 8th last season. But you
Okay,
might say you might say underperformed for the second half of the season, given how they started.
Mhm.
Because like Calvert-Lewin was scoring a lot of goals. They were doing really well in the beginning of the season,
And
but then fell
injuries.
away. Injuries and all that, and they fell away. So I wouldn't say he underperformed with the team. It's just that it was just a regular season for them in which they just went through the ups and downs. I think.
Yep.
But
But then
wouldn't you
you can
say
still
with the
underperform based on his standards.
Agreed,
and
but
with investment?
True. Because they bought a few
'Cause-
persons.
The investment is who got injured.
Well, true. No, when you think about it,
uh,
the players who were winning them the games were the players who got injured. Because, for example,
That's a good
Calvert Lewandowski, his assists were coming from Luke Digne and James, and then they both went out.
and then you have Coleman
And
going
then-
as well.
And then Allen and Decore got injured.
Got injured, So
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. So we cut
Gomez got
Carlo
injured.
Ancelotti some slack.
I give him Bly.
And Pickford only the highlight of Pickford season was when he injured Van Dijk.
I think that
Pickford should get the
goalkeeper
player of the year award.
situation.
Who's that?
Best English goalkeeper.
Wow. But,
Okay.
I think the goalkeeper situation is the only thing you could knock Carlo Ancelotti for, because I think he played also in like every 5 games or something for some random reason.
Yeah, you're switching them around a lot. Sheffield United, Burnley. This should be such a boring game. Okay, a point on Sheffield though. Look, they buy Brewster, and then they brought up somebody from the academy,
And
and
he
the man
scored.
score immediately.
Immediately.
Immediately. I was talking
On his
to
debut.
you week.
And Grant
You week
Evans.
earlier in the week,
Wow.
and Monday, guys, for everyone who's gonna watch this too, we wanna pick our team of the season on Monday.
Mhm.
Team of the season, flop of the season, goal of the season. So make sure we scan through so we can have our discussion on what could potentially be the goal of the season. But when Eureka was saying, whatever.
All
Eureka was saying that flop, that Bruce is probably the flop of the season.
Probably.
He is.
Okay. I was trying to
Let's just get that out of the way. Like it's cemented.
Really?
So
let's not even talk about that on Monday.
debate.
I mean,
Yeah,
Van der Beek
yeah.
have goal and couple assists though, so you can't even say Van der Beek.
No, you
Jamal,
can't
you-
Van der Beek. You have the
And
you have the
you
worst
can't
ball
call
of the
William.
season.
You can't call William because William ratio shots to goal ratio is very good. It's 1 in 3 on target. That is. That's a high percentage. That's a high percentage.
William and Brewster is neck and neck. Because
Neck and neck.
you
I wouldn't
know
say
why
that. I wouldn't say
But
that. No.
William has assist and goal.
No, listen. The reason why they're neck and neck is because of Williams' comments when he signed for Arsenal. Okay,
Hey,
Can I?
that's
It's
why
a,
the neck and
it's
neck
a
is boosted.
process. It's
in
a
in the
plan.
can I'm gonna do something very rare. I'm gonna defend Arsenal here for a little bit. Okay, been a worse signing than William, you know.
whoa.
That's a shout. That's a shout.
Ake has been a worse
But you
signing
know,
than
but you know
William.
what? Hey, hold it, guys.
Ake
Hold
play,
it.
he give a goal.
Hold it.
Tell me now.
Let's not do this. Let's
Every
not
time
do
he
this.
play, he give
We're
a goal.
saving it for Monday. So let's go. Let's go now to West
Very
Ham
last
and
year.
Southampton. West Ham and Southampton. Who wins that game?
West Ham win.
Southampton get
Southampton.
relegated
Really?
next year, dog. Them they get relegated
So
next year.
if you look sharp,
What you
that game is a draw.
Southampton get relegated next year. They ain't catch themselves since the 9-0.
No, West Ham win, man. West Ham will score 3 early goal and then give
Yeah,
it 2 goal.
I call it West Ham win.
And keep the 3-2 lead.
Okay.
West Ham lose.
Final game we'll discuss for the what's the season? The 2020-2021 season. Man United versus Wolves.
Wolves
Yeah,
4-1.
man. Wolves 5.
I'm a kids a play now. I'm a kids a play.
Yo, alright, they kill me. Alright,
Yo,
they
my
kill
kids
me.
a play.
You
I'm a
could play
kids a
the
play.
and then
Okay,
everybody.
you know what? Before we do this little thing that I have something for us to discuss, like two things, and you can do that quickly. Guys, just give me Jamal. We start with you. We work it. We work around. Your overall overview on the season, like maybe like a 30-second overview on the season in general.
It's been a season to forget for most teams. Liverpool, Fulham, Sheffield, just to name a few. Arsenal as well. But
Yeah, really want to forget it.
But to be fair, it was a season where all the games, 90% of the games, were played behind closed doors, and it wasn't one where everybody thoroughly enjoyed. I don't even think the players enjoyed playing in empty stadiums for most of the season. So I do think it was just a season in which the players, the teams, everybody surrounding the clubs just wanted to get through the season and achieve the best that they could with as minimal effort, so to say, as possible. Also, knowing that the players were also, let's say, I don't know how to put it, but I wouldn't say they were giving their best. All the players were giving their best, knowing that, they came off such a short preseason last year, and then there's not much rest before you go into the Euros and then the beginning of next season. And then next season is going to be broken up again with the World Cup coming up. Yeah, with that said, I do think the players took their eyes off the prize and their foot off the gas pedal as well. And it didn't deliver us a proper Premier League season, but then it was COVID time, so I could understand that. So I do think going into next season, we'll see standards and quality rise, and we've all been waiting for fans to come back, so I was happy to see them back in the stadium.
Okay, so this is just sum that up. It's a season to forget for most teams. Moy, let's hear from you.
It was a very good season for Manchester City. We captured the title once again. We-
Good, bad boy.
I best you skip them to the now.
On to this, man. Disrespectful.
That's just how we start,
anyway.
Memphis.
I have to talk about. I have to give the overview for my team first. It was good to capture next title. Football without the fans is always, not at 100 as we expect it to be, because every team rely on the fans crowd, to get that build up of play and whatsoever. But I agree with Jamal to an extent that the players wanted to get through this season very quickly, because they also had like a hectic schedule coming up again. So I would say it was a good season. Not the best of seasons, but it was a good one.
Okay. Let's go into Memphis. Can't get two City back to back, Jack. Let's go, Memphis.
But it was a season. It was kind of disappointing because
Man, you come second.
not necessarily
Again.
just that. we
Yeah,
were
Leon,
second, but
go ahead, Memphis. Focus.
United was second, but they didn't really do much to go past that.
Mm.
Like we were top before City even came into the top four. So that's why it was disappointing. But even before the season started, I think the whole late start, I don't think they ever recovered. And then the whole wanting players that you didn't get, XYZ, XYZ.
Mm.
And in my team's case, a few players didn't start with confidence because Greenwood, as much as people don't seem to talk about it, because everybody just talk about Martial, two of them started the season very poorly. I mean, Greenwood was fit to catch himself later down, like March, but
Mm.
you know, so yeah, just disappointing. Could have been
Disappointing.
better. It wasn't the
Right.
worst, but it also wasn't the best.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Munchie.
Yes. As you know, the 2021 Premier League champion, Manchester City, beyond all doubts. Of course,
This might be kill
at
you.
the beginning of the season, we got 5. There were claims of Everton winning the Premier League.
Oh yeah, we went through that phase.
All those
That's
times City
true.
were wrangling
Tottenham.
between 8 and 10,
Southampton.
right?
Yes,
And
that's true.
this
Good point.
season, this season shows that, and I've been saying this since we got our 5-2, that it's not over till the fat lady, and she finally sang. So now it's over. City has won the title. On the overall season per se, VAR, we saw that VAR was totally, and the season
Right.
before. Yeah, we got some calls versus City that weren't in our favor, but this overall, throughout the whole league, not just for City, shows that like VAR was awful this season, really, really awful. Like the inconsistency and everything, like the offsides. You see a guy is offside because of his shirt, a little thread on his shirt. The next game, you see he's onside by the same thread of his shirt with
That's
another
true.
defender. I'm
That's
like,
true.
where's the difference? Where's the consistency? And
Agenda, ain't it?
yeah, so this season been really poor in terms of the VAR assistance.
Referee.
Well, you gotta say VAR because they overturn decisions and they make decisions for the referee. So the referee has to,
VAR is a tool.
Yeah, but other than that, it feels good to win 2 trophies in England. One more coming up in Europe that I'm going to win. It also feels really good again to finish in above my noisy neighbors. They've been noisy since 2013.
You're still the noisy neighbor,
try to shut them up.
You're still the noisy neighbor.
So, yeah, looking forward to the next season. But as Jamal said, it's teams right now gonna look at City to set a mandate in terms of getting squad depth, because look at Euros is this. As soon as this season is over, it's straight into Euros. And after Euros, you might have injuries. You might have.
And then this season is the Olympics.
Then the season is starting again. And you got to go with the players you have available. Right? You're going to go with the players you have available. And right after this next season, World Cup is right there. So we're going to see a lot of spending in this after Euros. Trust me. But it's going to be exciting Premier League next season. And I'm really looking forward to winning the Premier League again. Possibly the quadruple. So, yeah. Thank you all for the 3 points.
All right.
In everything. Yeah.
Okay. In advance.
Yeah, I got 3 points from me.
Joe, before you come in, Pemberton is here saying, I think because there is VAR, refs are unsure of their decisions because they probably think VAR are going to help out. You know my version on that. I think that they are buddies, they are friends, and
Oh
they
boy.
don't want to they don't want to overrule it, and then they don't want to overrule them partner. All them in the fraternity. That's
Nobody
what it
want
is.
nobody. Yep,
Yeah,
that's what it
Joe,
is.
tell me now how you saw this season. Your overview on the season.
Shock. Before I get into that, let me just say something quick. Two things, two people. Jamal, man of reason. If you ever run for politics, I would vote for you. That's the first thing. Number two, Memphis. The fact
Aye.
that you decided to use a young, inexperienced player such as Mason Greenwood to fuel and to defend your Anthony Martial agenda, it is ridiculous.
Wow.
Anthony Martial and
He's still
Mason
young. I want to
Okay,
check it.
I'm gonna let y'all go. Y'all go with it.
Martial is an experienced player who has had more than enough chances to show what he can
An
do
international
and to
cup.
perform. Mason Greenwood just come into this thing. Mason Greenwood is still learning as he goes. And I must say that I think your manager has done an excellent job with his management of Mason Greenwood. Excellent job, in my opinion, honestly. No, you don't have time, so didn't even respond. My turn. So now
What?
let's go on. To this. In terms of the season, I would say it's been like Jamal said. It all depends on the different angles that you look at it. It is a season to forget, but it has also been a season that shows you what a lot of teams and a lot of players are made of. And it's been a good season to watch based on the fact that we've seen a lot of persons, that nobody would have expected, show out to this season. For example, Iheanacho, for us, we got Pepe, Cart Farm. We saw basically the rise of Saka and what's his name, Emil Smith Rowe, the Croydon, De Bruyne, so there are positives. There are positives.
Reece James.
Have to give that people like Reece James and so on. Mason Mount, your boy. We've seen a lot of
for Chelsea, by the way.
yeah. If you don't just look at it from the aspect of your team and you look at it overall football, we've seen a lot of things too. But when it comes to VAR, like Munchie said, I think VAR has been extremely horrendous this season. Like,
The refs.
no, all of them. Listen, quite frankly, you see this whole thing of drawing a line and trying to check for finger and pinky to one. I think that is nonsense, because there is no way you're telling me that my pinky toe or my pinky finger gives me a clear advantage. A piece of fumi ear over the line and that gave me one advantage against the defender. That's rubbish. So VAR, or as Shaq said, the referees have been horrendous this season. So, that part of it with those decisions and so on is something to forget.
Okay.
It has its positives and it also has its negatives. So it's been an okay season. This season is a unicorn. But one last thing. I will tell my children and my grandchildren that Arsenal did not play the 2021 season. 2020-2021 season. We stayed out because we were too good. I will tell them that.
No, you know what, Joe. You know how I would look at it. I would tell my children and my grandchildren that Arsenal used that season to bring through players like Emil Smith Rowe and Saka, Martinelli. We use this season to send Saliba out and low so that he can come back ready to take over. That'd be my narrative. That would be my narrative. Josh is saying that he agreed with you to sell Martial. But guys, we were supposed to do something else. And I know that, but let's stay on this VAR issue because Joe brought up a point here, and I was talking to a Chelsea fan a couple of days ago, and he was livid because of the goal got overturned because of the offside. Now, guys, talk to me about how can we fix this offside to make it. Yes, we've said in the past offside is offside, but is it really? Is it really offside? Is offside when you're looking at these small, minuscule decisions? Guys, sometimes for me it doesn't make sense.
I think
However,
they should
because I've
remove the drawing the line. The draw, you see the drawing the line thing that they do. I think they should
But-
remove that and just do an eye test based off of the replay and the evidence you have.
I don't think
I
you
don't
can
think
just do
drawing
eye
the line.
test, do Joe.
No,
But I think there needs to be a metric
yeah.
that
Well, okay, fair
works
enough.
for everybody. That
I
works,
think
not if it works for everybody. That
in the
makes
Dutch
sense.
league, in the Dutch league, they
go ahead.
give a little margin for error when they're doing the offside. Like,
Okay, here it is.
I think it's I don't remember the exact measurement, but they're like
Mhm.
there's like a little space where they if it's just that little bit, they'll just allow it.
Give the advantage to the attacking team. Guys,
That's
here it is. I'm thinking if there's no space, if when we're looking at it, you can't see any space in between those two lines that they're drawn. Do you
Mhm.
agree that they should just let that goal stand?
No, because that's the thickness of the line. You could use a thinner line.
True.
Again,
True.
it's just the thickness of the line. So which is also relative. So
Fair
you
enough.
can't really say if there's no
And-
space in the line.
Right. And Jamal, sometimes what I see them doing, like I would think that the defender, his knee is further ahead than his arm. And
Mhm.
they decided to draw it from his knee. Sometimes they decide to draw it from his arm. What's the rule in there? I think the rule should be the furthest part, but sometimes it doesn't seem like that.
I think what it is, it's how it looks on camera and how the angle is taken. Because to you from the side, at an angle may look like the knee is the furthest part, but when they line it up straight, the arm might be the furthest part. And of course, we trust them because they have more cameras than we would see on TV.
Yeah.
So you would trust that it is that. But there, I think there's been numerous calls where what you said came into play in the sense that some of them, it seems like they take different parts of the body, a toe here, an elbow there, a armpit here, or a knee here. So where the question, like you said, is where do you equalize it? Where does
Yeah.
it become normal? And I don't know. I don't think
Just don't know. That's the problem.
But I thought you were getting to the solution just now. I was waiting.
Monty, I think I saw your hand up.
Yeah. It was pertaining to Joe. He was calling some names that surprised us. That
I don't know
he
if you
had
can check bring
shows,
up the Foden thing.
mounts.
And Phil Foden.
Yeah,
I
you
forgot
forgot to
Phil
say
Foden.
Foden.
Phil Foden.
Yeah,
I
he forgot to say
apologize.
Phil Foden.
And
Yeah.
it's no bias against City. I'm a big Phil Foden fan.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Hey, Joe,
Yeah,
Joe,
yeah.
son, stop it. Stop trying to appease
Thank you.
them. You know,
Okay,
half
you
a
let me proceed now. You
half
let me
a
proceed.
appease them. Okay, my next question would be, now we saw some questionable decisions in our game yesterday, and not because we won the game. Let me not say questionable. Those were ridiculous decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Benteke should have seen a red card. What's his name? I think it's Schlupp. He should have seen red because Aubameyang did something similar last season. He saw red.
Yep.
Shaka did something similar. He saw red. The Ward, when he kicked out at Tierney, he didn't even get a yellow.
Mhm.
And I, just as the fan looking on, it seems like every time it comes to Arsenal, the VAR checks are like 2 seconds. But when it's against Arsenal, they take their ball and they look at every angle. They analyze every angle. Every angle of the cameras in the
for
stadium.
real.
They look at it. I'm like, what happened yesterday?
While we're on the VAR thing, Cavani's goal shouldn't have stood.
Was he really? You think he was offside?
Bruno didn't touch it.
Bruno didn't touch it.
Bruno
Bruno
didn't
didn't
touch
touch the ball.
it.
He didn't touch the ball.
No, he
I was
didn't.
looking
Yeah,
at it
that's
thinking, I was like,
You know what I was thinking? Go ahead, Jamal.
no, the draw said something just now.
Oh no, I was saying it should have been offside, but it was a phenomenal goal.
Yeah.
It was, but I mean, I've scored one like that before, so I ain't nothing big.
Me too.
When?
Remember, Jackie didn't know the goal was behind him.
Wait,
Don't try that.
That
Don't try
feels
that.
too smart.
Don't try
That
that.
feels too
Don't
smart. You
try
can't
that.
count that. That feels too smart. That feels too
Not
smart.
even in a FIFA when I play club clubs, the boys score them. Then study.
Well, I mean, we can talk about. We got our main striker over here, the top man up there, Jamal Hamilton. He's our main striker. He does wonderful things. He does wonderful things on pro clubs. So, guys, that's it. That's it. Anything else you want to touch on before we go tonight?
Wait there.
Okay, I have one thing more before you go. Just a quick thing that I was thinking about. Do you think if VAR was back in the day with Shearer, how much goals do you think Shearer would have gotten? How would you reckon his record would have been? Henry, all these goals.
Do you think you'd have gone invincible?
I mean, that's the question too. That's a question mark too. You don't know. Well, I know I probably would have gotten 50-0 because the referee bad because of Fergie. But
anyways, because decision never going for your favor too. Okay.
Rangers did it this year. Rangers went unbeaten.
Yeah,
Stevie
G.
Therefore, win a trophy after leaving Tottenham.
I get knocked out by Slavia Prague.
Join the list. He just joined the list of the other team, other people who've done that.
The 87th player to leave first. So Harry Kane is going to be the 88th after he joins City.
They count managers too, because Poch could be 88.
Player.
Red Morgan.
From the Man U game, they were saying that Bruno was offside.
No, Cavani. Because Bruno didn't touch the ball. It's technically De Gea's assist.
Oh, okay.
So was it a goal kick? It wasn't a goal kick.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, guys, the season's coming to an end. Wait. Let me check this. Who wins most goals and stuff like that? Let me just see.
Harry Kane still up top for both most goals and most assists.
Oh, no, Harry Kane has 22. They're not tied with 22. Yeah, I just saw that.
They're both tied with 22.
They're not tied in assists too, because I think they gave Bruno the assist.
Let me see.
Bruno
Harry
has 12.
Kane has 13. Yeah, Bruno has 12. De Bruyne has 11. Yeah. So okay, guys. Yeah, let's just do that before we go. Who wins? Who wins Golden Boot?
Kane.
Listen. If Leicester City is going to beat
Tottenham
5-0 as Memphis, that means Kane is not going to score.
True.
Salah is definitely going to rape Crystal Palace.
That's guaranteed.
So it looks like a shoe-in for Mohamed Salah.
Think Salah. Okay.
His last season at Liverpool.
If Memphis say they're going to play the kids versus Wolves, that means Harry Kane is going to win.
I'm a final to play Wednesday now. Be a kids playing.
Okay, you know what? I'll leave my next question for Monday. Guys, thank you.
Already win Golden Glove.
Thank you, Moy.
Back to back.
And the football writers played here.
He did win that. Congrats to Ruben Diaz. Congrats to Manchester City for winning everything.
Defended to win it since 1989.
For being the best team in the world that has ever been created. Thank you, Manchester City. Right, and that's good. That's good for y'all, Manchester City.
Don't forget to thank the oil man.
No.
All right, so guys, thank you for joining us tonight. Thanks for everybody who passed through, who joined us tonight. We'll come back again on Monday. The season will be over. Remember, on Monday we're going to be doing our player of the season, being to our team of the season. So we should have a good debate there, and we'll see how it goes. Thank you, guys. Good night.
Thank you for watching Island Fans. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you'll know when there are new videos and updates. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and like us on Facebook. Island Fans, for the passion of the game.